everyone. My name is Jada Wise and welcome to a rehash of the woods. A rehash is a recap of a rehearsal process. And in this video, I am going to answer all the questions that were requested, as well as share my final thoughts on The Woods by David Mamet. It has been a little over a month since we closed the show, and I finally have the time to sit and process the magic of it all. With that being said, pause this video, grab you a cup of coffee, tea, matcha, a little carbonated something, water, and join me once more for a moment in the woods. Our first question is, how did the rehearsal process go? I want to start by saying that Hearth and Soull made this rehearsal process a safe place for collaboration and exploration. So thank you to Hearth and Soull. Rehearsal started with a virtual table work with the director, Shatorey, where we discussed the depths of the role, Ruth, the relationship between the two people in the story, Ruth and Nick, and I got to ask any questions I had about the play. What's so refreshing about one-on-one time with the director is that it's an open window to the director's mind, and you have the opportunity as an artist to contribute any artistic discoveries that you may find when reading the show yourself. After a day of table work, the cast and the production team met together in person and we had a table read of the show. I particularly enjoy table reads because in them you discover things that you don't when you're on your feet. My partner and I, Aleman, who plays Nick, both agreed that even in the moments that were chaotic, we still were able to find moments of stillness and peace and, for me, forgiveness. The next day after the table read, we immediately began blocking the show. And let me tell y'all, we had about 7 days to block the entire show and 3 days to run the show off book without calling line. Working with Luis was fun because he's a very much optimistic, let's just try it person. And that made me feel safe to explore as Ruth, to explore my relationship with Nick and my relationship to the cabin. The rehearsal process continued up to opening night because from just rehearsal to tech, you are refining the show as much as possible, which leads me to my next question. How did the rehearsal process affect me as an artist? I think all artists have this in common, where we go from rehearsal mode to performance mode. But since The Woods, I've realized that every performance is a rehearsal. And so sorry to all my seasoned thespians and my former directors that have tried to pound this in my mind. Listen, I get it now. And I'm not saying that you should have 2 different levels of energy between the rehearsal and performance. No. Every rehearsal should have the same energy as if there is an audience in front of you. I used to have a vision for how every performance should go in my mind. And even when I got the script for the first time, I'd be reading through it and envisioning, what would be happening, while realistically knowing that this wasn't going to happen because it's theater and every performance is different. I'm taking away a lot from this process. I would say the first thing I'm going to take away is gratitude for the ability to do this art. Number 2, compassion, learning to have more compassion to myself. A deeper understanding of toxic relationships. And finally, a greater appreciation for human connection. Our last question is, how do you plan to move forward? I plan to do more of these debriefs after every show. Am I going to be consistent with it? I don't know. We'll see. I'm human. I'm not perfect. But this was a healthy way to process what I did. I think it's important to document these discoveries, especially with the modern technology that we have sitting at the palm of our hands. So why not document yourself so that way you always have something to look back on? I would also like to implement a daily ritual that will help me navigate regulate my emotions after every show so that I don't have a panic attack for not doing my best, aka journaling. But now that I've graduated and I'm a professional actor, I'm realizing the weight of journaling is so important. It's so important. And before the condemnation, I want to take a step back and analyze the entirety of the performance and use that information to grow instead of thinking that I have to change my occupation and become a chef, even though I don't cook that often or well. Well, that's it. All right, actors, remember to hydrate or dihydrate. Early is on time is late. Thank you, H. Russ Brown. And stay loaded with breath mints because, yeah, don't be in your partner's face with stinky breath. And also remember, your objective to everything in life is key. Thanks for watching. Bye.